sometimes I'm like, who raised this man? Where did their parents go wrong? Why are there such wicked people? Very wicked people. No, whatever you sow, you would reap. And while I was pregnant, my husband would beat me, curse me, and blame me for ruining his life because I didn't let him marry the love of his life. Hi, you're welcome Life Stories with Busi. Sometime last week, I was passing Lagos by the expressway and I came across this multiple car accident spot. And from what I heard there, some people died. And as I passed through, I just started thinking about how fragile life is. I thought to myself, like, these people left home today and they did not think they were gonna die. They didn't plan to die. They did not wake up to think that they were gonna die. But life took a turn and these people are gone. And I started pondering on the kind of relationships these people would have had. And I thought to myself, oh, there could be a husband there who left home, who fought with the wife before he left home. Or there could be a wife who was not on talking terms with her husband. Or there could be parents who were not happy with each other. And I said to myself, you know what? I think that we need to do better in the way that we live our lives. And I thought about how complex relationships can be and how when somebody passes away, those things don't matter anymore. And it took me back to when, my half sister passed. Before she passed, we were not best of friends. And really, I couldn't be bothered about her. We're not best of friends. She had done something to me in the past. And at the time she passed, those feeling of animosity was not there any longer because she had passed and there was no reason for it any longer. And it was useless. And I thought to myself, so what was the point of it? There was no point. There was really no point for it. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say to you that be better with your relationships. I'm trying to say that you should try to build on relationships that are breaking down. I'm trying to say that you should forgive. I'm trying to say that you should let go of hurt and pain. I'm trying to say let's work on the relationships that we have. And I'm trying to say that let us live our lives better. Today I have another story and I hope that I will not be contradicting myself at the end of this story because I kind of feel that there are some relationships you let go and there's some relationships you build on. Today I have another story and I'm just going to go straight into that story because I have a lot to say after this story. So I really want to just tell you the story so that I can say what I want to say. The person goes, "Good day, Busi. Just call me Maya." Okay? She says, "I need your honest opinion to know if I'm being wicked because everyone except my cousin seems to think so. I got pregnant for my husband and were forced to marry against her will. My parents insisted that they wouldn't allow me to be a single mother in their house. Although my husband eventually agreed to take responsibility, it took a while because he initially wanted me to terminate the pregnancy, which I was afraid to do so. My parents even had to involve my uncle, who is in the military, leaving my husband with no choice. We simply did a family introduction and I moved in with him. We started living in my in-laws' house, and while I was pregnant, my husband would beat me, curse me, and blame me for ruining his life because I didn't let him marry the love of his life. I discovered I was a side chick and he already had a main girlfriend that I didn't know about. His parents frequently had to intervene to rescue me from his abuse. His mother claimed that I provoked him, which justified his actions. He continued his relationship with his girlfriend, who he claimed was the love of his life. I would walk home, taking public transport from work, while he drove her around in his car, dropping her at the office in the morning and picking her up in the evening. When I raised the issue with him, he told me to my face that IB was the love of his life and that he would do anything for her. IB worked in Ikoyi, his office was in Yaba, and I was working in VI. We lived in Ojodu, and IB also lived in Ojodu. Even after we moved from Ojodu to Ikeja, he continued to prioritize her, driving from Ikeja to Ojodu to pick her up and drop her off in Ikoyi, then go back to pick her in Ikoyi and bring her back to Ojodu. When I reported to his mother, she said that it wasn't a big deal because IB had always been in his life, that I should have weighed my options before I married her son, that it was my family that wanted me to marry by force, and anything I see, I should accept it. My mother also said the same thing, that I was the irresponsible one who opened my legs for him, so I should live with it. One day, I was stuck in traffic for hours and got home at 1 a.m. He was on the island that day to pick IB, but not me. My husband was already asleep with no calls or messages checking on me. When I confronted him the next day, he beat me, saying that I was disgusting to him and warned me to stay away from him. He admitted that he never loved me and considered me a foolish girl who trapped him with pregnancy. He said that he would be glad if I lost the baby. He beat me so severely that I started bleeding and went into premature labor. He wasn't there when I had our baby and only visited 2 days later when his parents forced him to come to the hospital. I was earning very little at my job and couldn't afford to get an apartment. I hoped and prayed that it would change once the baby was born, but it didn't. He stopped giving me money for food, even for our child, insisting that I would leave when I get tired. We have been married for 5 years, and I can count on my fingers how many times we were intimate. I'm also the one picking the bills of my daughter's upkeep and school fees. Shortly after I had my baby, IB also had twins, and my husband was mostly with her. My mother-in-law often insinuated that IB's twins resembled my husband's mother and my daughter. My husband himself has told me so many times that he doubted my daughter's paternity and that he would conduct a DNA test when he has money. 2 years ago, I started my relocation plans. I shared my story with evidence, voice note, pictures of injuries and different things with my cousin, who advised me to leave. And so I started the process. My cousin was the angel that God sent to me. She had also been in a difficult marriage that ended in divorce, so she understood my predicament. When I told my husband that I would like a consent letter to travel with my daughter, he said 2 things. He said, "Thank God I'm finally taking away my child that doesn't belong to him." He actually said the B word, but my child isn't one, so I refuse to say that word. 2, that my leaving will allow him have peace with the love of his life and his beautiful children. Then he made fun of me, that it's not likely that I'll get the visa, that my horror will make them chase me away from the embassy. Every time he says he's rubbish, I never respond to him. He was hardly at home. We had our separate rooms and we lived like we didn't really know each other. He wasn't eating the food I cooked, so I didn't bother to offer him food whenever he comes home. Sometimes Ivy comes over to our house with the twins to pick him. My daughter knows that the twins are her siblings because she's met them as her grandparents when I used to take her till I stopped when they started saying things about my daughter. I know Ivy and she knows me. We don't talk. We have met at many family functions. Last year, December, I heard that they made their relationship official at the registry So they went on honeymoon, leaving their twins with his parents. They had an accident, which they survived, but were badly injured. My mother-in-law accused me of being the one behind the accident and demanded that I take care of my husband, who now needed constant care because he cannot walk or use his hands. I have to work, take care of my child, and care for him. I took it as a duty, though it hurt me that he went to enjoy himself and I'm the one picking up the pieces. My visa is now ready. I want to travel with my child. I didn't tell my mother-in-law, but she found out and insisted that I couldn't leave because she was taking care of IB and I should look after my husband. People, including my own parents, are saying that I will be wicked to leave him when he needs me most. No one is listening to the fact that he was never there for me and that he has told me that I can pack and leave whenever I want to. Last week, his mother told him that I plan to leave and he's been crying, begging me to stay, promising to change and be a better husband and father. But I don't care anymore. I just want to live my life. Bussy, am I being wicked? No, you are not the wicked one. Your husband and his mother, they are the wicked ones. And I don't know why you're still using the term husband, my mother-in-law. Because obviously they are not. The man is legally married to Heidi, the love of his life. So what's your own business with their business? They want to make you a caregiver too. My dear Maya, it is important for you to acknowledge that you have experienced high level of abuse. And no one deserves to be treated the way you have been treated. Nobody. And you need to be aware of the emotional manipulation tactics that they are using to hold you down in this harmful situation. Maya, you have the right to choose what is best for you and your child. And you need to consider the long-term implication of living in a toxic environment versus seeking a new beginning. And people might say, traveling doesn't solve your problems, but leaving that toxic environment can solve your problems. Would your husband change? He's not even your husband. He's married to somebody else. He's legally married to high B. So why are they holding you down? Why are they holding you down? They want you to be a caregiver for a man that treated you so bad. They want you to be a caregiver for him. His mother wants to be taking care of IB, her daughter-in-law. While you are taking care of him, you are the caregiver taking care of him. Why? Maya, I need you to be kind to yourself. I need you to remember that wanting to leave a place or a situation where you have been mistreated doesn't make you wicked. You deserve to live a life that is free from abuse. If roles were reversed, a brother will not stay. He already dumped you, he already left you, and he's told you so many times that you can leave. He's married to somebody else. He's legally married to IB. He would not even look at you. Somebody that did not look at you when you are okay, when you are old, he cannot look at you when you are incapacitated. Don't let anybody make your decisions for you. You need to live a life free of abuse. You deserve it. You deserve it. You have been abused. This is high level of abuse. If you were my sister, I would have packed your load long time ago. Long before I even had accidents. I would have packed your things and you would have left that place. I know people will say things like, just forgive him. He's the father of your child. I do not even have a problem with forgiveness. Yes, you can forgive and you can still live. You can forgive and decide that you don't want to be his caregiver. Why do you want to be his caregiver? Why? He went on honeymoon and he was coming back and he had an accident. So what's your own business there? Are they paying you to be caregiver? No. You have your job, you have your child to take care of. He's not even been taking care of your child. So what is the relationship that he has with you that you want to be a caregiver? I think that they just want to use you. That's my own take. I don't know what people think. Guys, what do you think? Do you think that Maya should stay back and take care of this man? I don't even know how to qualify him because he's not husband. But do you think that Maya should stay back and take care of the man because the man is the father of her child? Or do you think that Maya should just take a visa, buy a ticket, and be on the next flight to wherever she's going to start a new life? I'll be in the comment section and Maya will be there. Let's discuss this. So next time when I come your way again, my name remains Busola Kelly Davis. Bye.